Good morning, traders. Guess what? I'm ready to go ahead and get into another green day. Let's get after it. Look at that. I almost broke my mic there. Let's get after this market. Welcome to it, guys. Live trading, of course, with Benzinga. I'm excited to get into it. I still got a swing trade on. We're in right now, still in UNG. Will it get into the red? It's just ticking into the red. It was up about 75 cents earlier. We'll see what happened. Nord Stream 1 is down. Let's find out.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Good morning, traders. I'm ready to get after it in this market. Let's bring on Ryan and Zunaid. You guys might know these guys. Just a little bit of some trading action going on in this stream. Like always, guys, hit the thumbs on up if you guys are ready to get into the trading action. And of course, give us a stock that's on your radar today, and we'll definitely try to do our best to cover it the best way we know. All right, let's get into it here. Looks like Ryan is ready to go. Zunaid is getting up his charts. He's ready. He's going to bounce back. I'm seeing my boy. He's been nailing out some trades, nailed some SPY options yesterday. If you guys didn't catch that, that's why we do this, right? We do some options trading, equity, sometimes a little mix of both. So let's get after it. Ryan, I'll bring your charts up first, and let's keep going. And I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to let these guys lead for a little bit, and I'll be back right before the bell. So don't miss me. And we'll see what's up with that UNG. It's already coming down pretty fast, but I'm going to give it a chance here at the bell. Let's find out.
All right, Mitch, we'll see you tomorrow. You have a good one. We'll go ahead and start with some of the stocks that are on the list for today. First one here is going to be Blue Water Vaccines. This was on the list from yesterday. This has actually just been kind of a crazier runner. Now we are kind of compressing here. So really, I want to see some action today. If we really don't see any action or a break out of this consolidation zone, this is going to be on the back burner until something happens. We did have some pretty huge volume around the open yesterday. I want to see that continue. If it doesn't continue, this is a no trade here for me today. So pretty simple on Blue Water Vaccines. Other one from yesterday is going to be MGAM. This is Mobile Global Esports. Remember, our one and only Zoltan said that this one is probably overvalued. However, in the meantime, we might have an opportunity to trade this. It looked like yesterday it was going to have a pretty good after-hours session and a pre-market session this morning. We are, in fact, bleeding back down here. This is a recent I believe this was a recent IPO, or this is a recent IPO, or it was an IPO, not a SPAC, right? A recent IPO here. So we'll see where this one goes. I was actually hoping for some more, a better pre-market session. This is pretty weak here, to be quite honest with you. And this stock really likes to rip. So I was hoping we're going to get a better setup. We'll see if it does set up when the market actually opens. But as of right now, looking like a pretty sad pre-market trade here. Next on the list is going to be INAB. This is the one that I took a pretty nasty loss on yesterday. It was totally my own fault. The stock loves to pop and then pull. Really what you should be doing in order to trade this one is adding on some of those pullbacks as opposed to trying to buy the breakout. Learning lesson for me, no problem. Now, we did have some pretty huge volume here. We had some pretty big spikes. It'll be interesting to see if this gets going again here. Again, if we take a look at the daily, you can see this thing's kind of all over the place. So just know what it is that you're trading when you're trading it. I'd really like to see, as far as this being an actual trade, I really need it to hold yesterday's intraday lows. And it looks like we're trying to test that here today. After that, I'd really love to see this get above 290. I want to get above some of that consolidation area. So we'll see if INAB is on the list. The other one from yesterday was TMC. This is a penny metals company. We're holding $1 here. That's great. Would love to see it actually trade up and take out some of these after hours highs. If we could actually start by taking out yesterday's intraday high at 112. So we'll see if TMC can get going. This one a little bit better. This one only spread a penny. not as difficult to trade, not as wild as some of these other names that we've been talking about or that we've been trading, like Nerve, for example. If we take a look at the movers tool today, we have a couple of things on here. The big one and the big volume here is going to be NUWE. This is New Wellness. We do have a catalyst here. New Wellness shares are trading higher as the company announced new clinical data demonstrating 100% survival at 30 days following the use of ultrafiltration in high-risk post-operative coronary artery bypass grafting patients. Boy, that is a mouthful. But in any case, this one is really kind of trading up here. And it's doing it on 20 million shares of volume versus an average of 270,000 shares per day. So pretty huge move here. You can see that we did make a high of 118. We've actually already taken that out in the pre-market session and set a new high here of 133. I'd like to see some expanding volume again. I'd actually like to see the volume step up when the market opens from being out of that pre-market session. We'll see if we end up getting at 133 going to be your high there. That's one of those. That's going to be the spot that I'm watching. That's going to be the spot that I'm watching here in NUWE. Next, let's just go through the list here real quick. NOGN, this is Noggin. We did kind of trade up here. I've actually never traded this or seen this one before, so I'm unsure how this trades. This is going to be one that I definitely want to watch out of the open. I'm not going to trade this right away. I want to see how thin this is. I want to see how it trades. I suspect it's going to be. Kind of a wild one if it does move. The other thing is it could just not really move a whole lot and don't want to tie up capital there. So I'm going to be watching to see how this one trades before I take it, but interesting pre-market nonetheless. MOB, this is another recent IPO. MOB, this is another recent IPO that we've seen just kind of be a little bit of a crazy trade. We did have those couple of days here, or the opening IPO day. We tried to bounce the second day, really haven't. Looks like now we're starting to try. Maybe we have kind of found a short-term bottom here and we're trying to bounce. I want to see if this thing gets a little crazy. We did try to test 350, didn't quite get there, pulled back here. I think as long as we hold 3, we're probably in good shape. Again, we're going to need the volume like we would for all of these plays. Next one on the list here is going to be Cala. This is a penny stock, another one of the penny pharmaceuticals. I'm going to completely avoid it, but it is up here today. We might see it run. We saw one of these yesterday go pretty crazy, so we might see that again. Our ticker, Our. This is Our Loop. This is an online e-commerce company. They're actually popping here this morning on pretty good volume. This one also looks kind of thin. Would love to see it take out this area right in here, right? So let's call it 465 down to 440, right? If we can actually clear out this area, I think that sets up for us making a run towards the 5 handle, maybe even the highs at 520. We'll see if that gets rolling here. Next is going to be AVCT, and this is one of the penny stocks from yesterday and the day before that really, really went crazy. Kind of took a break yesterday. We had some attempts to try and move towards the highs, didn't really get there. But it looks like we're trying to set up here again in the pre-market. So what I really want to see is this 50 cents level taken out. But there are going to be a couple of mile markers along the way that we're going to have to take out first. Again, with this being where it is in terms of it being a 37-cent stock, probably going to find better opportunities, but worth knowing what's going on here. LGVN, Longeveron, this has been a favorite of the show. We've traded this quite a bit here. This looks like this is gearing up. Nice range here in the pre-market, right? 609 high versus a low of about 535, 537-ish. I'd like to see it kind of round back up here. The big thing with Longeveron is got to see the volume pouring into this name. We've seen this before. This will move back and forth. When it has the volume really pouring into it, it's really, really awesome to day trade. And I can't remember the exact level. Didn't we go up to like 6? Yeah. So last time that we were really talking about Longeveron, this thing traded up from $7 all the way to almost $17. So I'd like to see another move like that. Unsure that we're going to see that today, but maybe we'll get some type of movement here on Longeveron. We have an exclusive story here. Longeveron announces that the FDA has granted fast track designation to Lomecel B for treatment of hypoplastic left heart syndrome in infants. I don't know what that is, but it sounds bad, and it sounds like they have a fast track designation here. So we'll see if this gives it the wheels that it needs to keep on moving here today. We've traded this one before. We know how this one trades. Last one on the list here is SRNE, Sorento Therapeutics. This is popping, but it's looking pretty sorry here. Really don't have a whole lot of volume in the pre-market either. It does make the 1 million share threshold that I have set here for this list. However, really nothing of note. I would need to see a huge volume spike to even be interested in this. I say probably won't even trade this one. So, all right, there he goes. Zunaid, you ready?
Yes, I am. Go ahead and let me just put my stuff up here. One of the stocks I'm taking a look at here is going to be Phase. Kind of hoping to see if this one would behave a certain way above 20 bucks. Looks like it has right now. Might actually, I don't have my broker up or else I'd trade it. Give me a second. Let me put my password in here. Let that come in here. Oh, you're fine. You're fine, dude. I sneezed like 6 times and I kept muting myself, and I didn't realize I had not muted myself throughout that whole thing. You're fine, Ryan. Phase above 20. Looking forward to possibly make a move. I'm gonna possibly buy some shares here actually as soon as my E-Trade gets all loaded up and stuff. So that's what I'm kind of keeping an eye on. If it breaks 19, I'll go ahead and get out of this stock right here on FAZE. Another one that I want to take a look at is BBBY. Let's see if it's under a 10, and indeed it is. If it wants to come back to test 10, I think this could end up being a great resistance spot, and we could give it 50 cents worth of room. And then if it goes ahead and breaks above 50 cents, we go ahead and cut our losses. But if it gets to 10, you can go ahead and try to short that one. Snapchat is definitely one that people are talking about, so let's check out Snapchat. I don't have news on it, but clearly a little bit of volatility in the morning, move to the upside, then the downside, but same kind of scenario for me, $10 resistance. Unless you have something that's good news on this one, then you can wait for the 10 break, come back, and then you can go back up. Looks like Snapchat repurchases is what people are talking about.
All bad news. Snap, they're trading lower following reports. They're indicating the company plans to lay off 20% of its workforce. So that's a new issue as of this morning. Additionally, Citigroup downgraded the stock from buy to neutral and lowered the price.
What time was that?
Let's see. Citigroup was 6:24 in the morning. And 6:29, Snap reportedly plans to lay off 20% of its workforce just weeks after the CEO closed a deal for a $120 million mansion.
Let's see if there's something else going on here at 9:15 that's making it go back up, because it's done that from 8.77 to $10 here.
Yeah, I'm just going through here.
Yeah, you're good. But while you do that, definitely something to keep an eye on, because if it pops 10, might have a play there. So let's keep an eye on it. Clearly, it's moving. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that one. We'll figure it out. But
let me check the Twitter streets while you're going through the rest of your list there.
I got you. We'll go ahead and check out AMD here. AMD looks like 95.50 was an area. If we go ahead and go to the daily, you can see my lovely drawing. It's coming back to test it on the trend line. We broke above it, but now we're coming back to test it. We'll see if we get a bounce or not. I'm always skeptical of it, which I enjoy the downside trades. We'll see how this one moves itself. Let me go ahead and check something here. And looks like you've got Snapchat. She's about 500 million in annualized cash cost reductions, says Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, so this is the restructuring that they're doing. This is still related to the 20% layoff.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it is. What time did you say that came out?
Scrap several projects. There was news about this yesterday, but I think we're getting the layoff. Yeah, so they're saying that the layoff news came last night. That's, I believe, wasn't that after the market closed?
I have no idea.
Or close to. Like... In any case, we're getting more color on the restructuring plans. And all of these, like you were saying, coming from the Wall Street Journal. Snap to lay off 20% of its workforce. Wall Street Journal. Snap sees $500 million annualized cash cost reductions. Wall Street Journal. Snap says revenue growth well below expectations. Wall Street Journal.
Snap says CNBC covered it. They published an article at 9:15, which means that's what it is. Okay, got it. I was just curious where, because something was coming from somewhere. What?
Yeah, it looks like squeeze action here, frankly.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on it. See what the movement ends up being, because that's, I mean, while we were talking, it's gone up 75 cents. We just didn't know what the news was, so we're not going to try to play something that we have no idea about. But going back to AMD here for me. I want to go ahead and try to buy some shares around, like, say, $95, just for a little bit of balance, see if I can get 50 cents out of it or not. But other than that, to the long side, I'm honestly, unless it breaks like $90, I'm not really interested in it. So I'm going to go ahead and keep an eye on that one. Those are my ranges that they have. Until they decide to say everything horrible. Well, looks like the stock went up regardless, apparently, if that's what was going on. But taking a look at Apple, you can see this pretty little drawing of mine. Looks like it held a support yesterday. Again, I have no idea where that drawing came from. I got to start doing a better job of labeling my stuff. But it looks like we had that kind of hold a support. You had the gap fill right over there, so we can see how the market behaves and how Apple behaves. I think last week, the market kept wanting to go down, but Apple held itself up. But this week is obviously a little bit of a different story. So let's see how Apple behaves once again around that 157.44 level. But besides that, I don't really have a good read on it. The 160 level is the one that I usually like, but it's just not as crisp as I would want on that one. Yeah, Pins is going to move on that, I'm sure. Pins, maybe Meta on that Snap News. Wait, there's Pinterest. Let's see what Meta's doing. There's
And
Meta
so,
to the upside as well.
and Zunaid, just to kind of put a button on this, I'm sorry, I was kind of floating around in the dark there.
You're fine.
Snap just released an 8K, so they basically confirmed what they were saying here officially via an 8K, and that's why it's popping here. So just some highlights from this. Like we said, we already gave you some of them here, but in the 8K, they're basically saying on August 31st, which is today, we announced a plan to reduce our global headcount by approximately 20% of our global full-time employees. They go on to talk about some of the different cost expenditures. So it looks like this is a restructuring that's been confirmed by the company, hence the bullish move.
Gotcha. There you go.
That's
Now
what I
you're
got.
looking at $11 moves. So that's about $1.50 that we just saw take place in front of us. But hopefully some of you got a chance to do it, especially because it's pre-market. It's a little too dangerous for me to play. Let's go ahead and check out Tesla. This was just a nice short that we got a chance to play yesterday on Tesla. Let's go back to the 10-minute on that one. There we go. Tesla, we played this one short when it rejected VWAP early on in the morning, and we took it to the downside. And we only got like maybe 20%. I personally did, but I think it ended up going much, much more than that. But now we go ahead and take a look at Tesla and see how it wants to behave. Don't really have the best levels on this one because the one that I really liked was just the fact that it was breaking low of day on this one, rejecting VWAP. So that's probably what I'll keep an eye on the Tesla here as well. But you can also keep note that around the 272.50 is where Tesla had found support, then it made higher highs, and it continued making its way and testing VWAP. And now we might gap a bit above here at the open. Let's go ahead and check out the SPY. This one was just beautiful for us. And then, matter of fact, after we logged off, I went ahead and traded this one again off of the VWAP. And you can see that's where the yellow square of mine is. And that's because I told myself, hey, when SPY comes back to test this VWAP, it also happens to be, oh my God, it's a lot of coloring. Also happens to be the 400 level. So I loaded up on shorts right here. And thankfully I was able to catch the move little by little. I don't think I held all the way here. I think I sold majority of them after that. So same kind of scenario here for coming into this market. It's above 400. Let's see how it behaves. If it behaves and it wants to hold 400 and move on, cool. So I'd be okay with this one going to 401, coming back to test 400, and then we can try to take it to the upside. And we'll see if we can go ahead and play it the other way because this resistance possibly can act as support on that. Qs, I think on the Qs it was 299 that held as support. Yep, that's what it was. It was 299 that held that support, and now it's well above 300. Just gonna kind of keep an eye on it. Don't really have the best level on the Qs. However it wants to behave, we'll go ahead and check it out. Probably we'll wait about the first 10 minutes to see if there's anything moving, if any options are coming in, or any of that other good stuff here on the Qs. Let's go ahead and check out one last one on Nvidia. 150 is a level that I'm waiting for. You can see I've got my alert set already. If it wants to come back and test that 150, yeah, I'm going to be in it just like I was heavy on that 400 put side on the SPYs yesterday. Let's see what other stocks we have here. Chewy was one where you had what's up?
I was just agreeing. I'm glad you're covering Chewy. Sorry.
Yeah, huge gap down here on Chewy. 32.50 looks to be an area of support on Chewy. But if we break that, though, we can see maybe 30s before we get any type of recovery on Chewy itself. I believe it was just demand that they were talking about. I think they had earnings. There it is right there. They had earnings, and looks like it was a surprise of a negative 16 million, which is almost not that big of a deal, but maybe it was guidance then, because their earnings here look pretty darn
Yeah,
good.
they cut guidance. Here's the
That's
thing
what
on
it
Chewy.
is.
You're right. They reported earnings wasn't terrible, but they did cut guidance. That's why you're seeing it kind of slump here. One of the things that we did see this morning, though, Zunaid, RBC Capital maintains an outperform. They simply just lowered the price target. Wells Fargo remains a buy, and Needham remains a buy. So despite the lower earnings, you're not having analysts kind of change their view on Chewy. Look for this to maybe bounce here today.
Gotcha. Appreciate the insight there. And that's kind of pretty much all I have. Looks like Mitch isn't back yet. So we'll see if there's any other stocks that you guys in the chat want to go through. And we can take a look at that. Let's see what Snap is doing now. Let's see if it comes back. No, it said screw you. I'm never coming back home.
It's
Um,
no, real quick
yeah.
here.
What's up?
Real quick. This is just for Berlin. Berlin, I tried to catch you yesterday, but you were gone. Please don't forget the fantasy draft for happy hour is a week from yesterday. It is going to be 4:15, or excuse me, 5:15 Eastern time next week on Tuesday. Be there, be square. We got people gunning for you.
Be there, be square. I love it. BBIG, come on, man. Really? If it gets above $1, you can maybe go and try to place it alongside, but till then you might face some resistance on that. Are you buying calls on Nvidia when it hits 150? Yeah, I'll buy some calls, maybe even some equity, Rosie. One or the other. I'd be okay with both. I do have to pay taxes, so I did empty out some money from my Thinkorswim a little bit, so I'll probably mainly be on E-Trade for that one. Ugh, Uncle Sam. What about Amazon? Amazon yesterday hit VWAP and came back down as well. Yep, there you go. It was around the same time as the SPY tried to hit that 400 on the SPY. And I think on the SPX, it might have been a little bit higher. And on the futures, I think it went all the way to 405 on the future side of things. But let's go ahead and check out. So you clearly have support here at the 127, right? So if Amazon wants to come down and test that 127, you have yourself a support level right there. And that's definitely something that could be worthy of paying attention to on that one. And then let's see if there are any other movers that we want to. Let's check out Meta, because Meta's definitely moving off of the Snapchat news, which is interesting because you would think that. Wait, what? What'd you type?
What? Oh, I was just sorry. I was just talking to Berlin. I was trying not to interrupt you, but I
Oh, you're
interrupted you
fine.
anyway. So now I'll just say it via voice. Berlin, I've been telling everybody that I've been telling everybody that you've been shit talking literally everybody about your win last year. So like I said, the group's expanded a little bit. We got 2 more members here. It's gonna be a little bit deeper of a draft. I just gotta say, you got your work cut out for you. Just gonna say that. I don't know if it's gonna be easy moving for you. So
I'll go ahead and
I
answer
think you
this.
might get slapped. Let's put it that way.
How does that work with taxes if you are mark to market and you are day trading in all cash at the end of the day? What do you mean? How does that work? Like, how does what work? Like just taxes in general? Excuse me. People. So when you have a business, you're supposed to pay taxes quarterly. I don't. So I get hit with a little bit of a penalty, but I'm arrogant enough to believe that I'll make more money with the money that I need than the fees that I'll be charged. So which is why I pay, which is why I pay my taxes in October. So that's what I'm kind of waiting on. So my taxes that I owe in October are actually from 2021 gains, because I filed an extension. Again, I'm just racking on the fees because that's what gangsters do. Ooh, SPY coming down just a little bit. Let's go and see what action's happening there. I don't want to grab some. You know what? We're going to grab some SPY. Am I logged in? Yes, I am. Let's go ahead and check out some SPY here. All right, I went ahead and bought some SPY. I'll tell you my price here in a moment. All right, SPY got filled at 408. My stop loss is going to be below. My stop loss is going to be 399.40 is my stop loss here on the SPY. So there we go. We already got into a trade here. We'll see if it works out. Maybe not. But Meta, didn't really find anything that I liked on Meta necessarily, so moved on from that one. We can go ahead and check out pins here in a second as well. Pins moving nicely to the upside now. It has gone above the previous high of yesterday, and it continues to go. Pins has been an interesting one. I've made a lot of money on pins, and I've lost some money because I thought it would go ahead and touch the $100 as a magnet, and then I stopped getting depressed over it. But pins has had a wild run to the upside and coming back down as well. Look at that $10 beautiful hold. Look at that. Was that right near the pandemic? Yep, that was a pandemic low. It looks like on Pinterest. And you had a little bit of consolidation. You had support right there around 16s, and now it's moving to the upside. But look at the resistance here, though. You've got resistance coming up around 2450s or so. Here, let's see if we can get a little closer action. Da, da, da. Bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Yeah, let's just call it 25s. If it breaks above 25s, it could be interesting. Maybe get to 27s. But again, no idea if it will. And there's
your
the bell.
market.
Let's see what we got. SPY. That's the first trade I've got going on with my Raspy.
By the way, Tom, nice trade, man. You told us yesterday that you bought Baidu equity. That was right in the morning. Looks like you held that and got plus 7 points on that trade. Nice job, Tom.
Very good, buddy.
Nice
All right.
job.
Remember, we're in the SPY trade already at $400. Stop loss is going to be right below 50 cents is the stop loss I'm giving it. So if it breaks 399.50s, 45s, I'll be out on SPY. On SPY.
This little gap up. It'll be interesting to see if we give it up like we did last time we traded up a little bit in the pre-market.
Well, 10 more cents and I'll be out. And there it is. I am out SPY, out at 399.40. So I went ahead and lost myself 68 cents on that trade. Thank you, SPY. Love you too. We were perfect yesterday. We start the day off with an L today.
Isn't that how trading goes, Zunaid?
Yeah, let's see what Snap's doing. Snap's coming down just a tiny, tiny bit. Now at $11, nothing crazy. Let's see what you got for us, Snapchat. Ah, would you look at that? Snapchat actually, oh, this is on us. Snapchat actually came down to the $10. It came around 10.23. Definitely missed a bounce there.
LabU making a huge run here. One of my trader buddies is pretty big into LabU right now, having a great morning.
Ask if I can hold $1.
So phase popped early, sold back off. Looks like maybe it's curling now.
I'm going to go ahead and grab some phase if I can quickly type some letters in here. I need to adjust my hotkeys. All right, I'm going to grab some phase here. I'm going to go ahead and have a stop loss below 1880s. On phase, my fill is 1932. 1932 on phase.
All right.
Let's see if I can get out at 1969 is going to be the first out for the lulls. Hopefully it doesn't screw me, though. Hey, face. Other way. Other way. Just make that U-turn. Somebody on FinSwip pump it or something. Let's go and see if there are any other stocks. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and load this up this way. There you go. You've got Chewy moving to the upside a little bit. Face coming slightly down. Let's check out.
It looks like it's about to fall off, man. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I think it breaks below 19 here.
Well, we're about 5 cents away. As Ryan shorts it.
I'm not shorting it. No, I don't. I don't do that. But this chart does not look good. It looks like it wants lower.
The main reason I got into this one is you can see the pullback in the move, and I'm hoping that this EMA ends up holding right here. That's what I'm hoping for, but we shall see. Again, my move is in here at 1932, and you've got SPY down, down, down. You can see 400 was resistance, and then it just plummeted to the downside. Did not even give an opportunity to try to make a move, maybe give us a little bit of profit. Nothing there at all. But yeah, this phase does look a little heavy. Let me go ahead and check out something else here. Let's see what Tesla's doing.
Yeah, see the market here, we traded up in the pre-market, but it feels heavy. Patrick's saying the same thing. Market falling. Seems like trouble ahead. I'm not trying to freak people out or whatever, but I'm also not trying to get crushed here today.
No, you are not. I might here on phase. I've got my out here at 1870 ready to go. Looks like it just got executed, right? That's what that is. Yep, looks like it
I'm
did.
sorry. I'm having a tough time hearing you, man.
Because of my sickness or because of my mic?
I don't know. I think I'm just having a tough time hearing you.
All right.
Maybe my
give me a
volume.
sec. Give me a sec. Because I know I have a stuffy nose. All right. How about now?
Yeah, it's all right.
All right.
I just could. I don't know. I just couldn't hear a couple other things there. I'm sure it's fine though.
All right. Phase took another L. Oh my God. Look at the SPY just straight down. I do expect a little bit of a bounce from the 398.21 area. But for now, it is straight to the downside on the SPY. And phase, by the way, you can see it kind of just give you a little bit of buying from the previous close. That's on me. Horrible trade on me. NW. And there you go. There's that one. Halted to the upside.
Yeah. NUWE. That was on our list here. Huge move right out of the open, right into a halt.
Yeah, it would have been great to get it on $1, but it never gave us the chance. And there it is. You can see the SPY coming to the previous close, giving you a little bit of a bounce, but is it going to be enough of a bounce or not is the real question. Let's see here. I can't possibly lose 3 trades in a row in 5 minutes, right?
You're due.
I'm due.
As they say.
There you go. Let's see if we can get a bounce from this 398. I went ahead and bought some SPY calls just for fun. Small size. Only got 2 contracts because I want to get some green. But I bought the 399 calls expiring today. I got filled at 152. I'm going to sell some at 175 just so I can get something in my goddamn belt. There you go. Those contracts are up 10% now. 164 on the ask. But we're looking for 175 if we can get it.
LabVIEW finally stopped out that huge push. Looked like it hit 9 and kind of turned around. LGVN had huge volume out of the gate here. But it looks like it's kind of rolling over here. Not in it, by the way. I haven't taken a single trade yet here.
Jesus.
PayPal maybe through 95 to the upside here.
All right. SPY calls, if you heard the ding, just went out, sold one contract here. Up 13% on the SPY. I've got no idea where this is going to go. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and take the other profits here too. I'll wait and see how it goes. Yeah, we'll wait and see how it goes on that one. Oh, man. I did recognize, though, I ordered some COVID tests because a friend that I had engaged with, well, that sounds terrible. That's not what I meant.
I was like, what are you saying?
A friend that I hung out with quite often on my trips, he ended up testing positive for COVID. Thankfully, his fiance is fine, but now I gotta worry about that. So I ordered some kits, so we'll see how that goes. Been a 2-year streak, Ryan. Might get broken here.
What 2-year streak are you talking about?
That I haven't had COVID.
Oh, well, I hope it doesn't get broken for you. By the way, took some PayPal here. I think maybe we try to push through 95 here on PayPal. 94.70 is my entry. They're right through 95. Okay, we'll take that. That's a good start. 1 for 1 here. PayPal likely goes higher here. I like this long term, but I'm just trying to get a win under my belt before we keep going. Nice move here on PayPal.
Yeah. Bounce from 94s. Man, excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Nope, false alarm. COVID 1984.
Charge point, good call, Becca. Charge point here to the highs. Better than expected Q2 sales results. This might be a multi-day mover here on charge point. I'd love to see 16, maybe charge point through 16 here, actually.
There's a spike coming back up to the 399s. Let's see what our calls are doing. Our calls are up 21%. I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going to sell those calls here out at 187. All out 187. We got in at 152. Out some at 175. Last one out at 187.
Zunaid, look what you did.
I didn't do anything. What? Oh.
Oh, that's funny.
Good.
All right, I'm going to try some here on charge point. See if we can get a move through 16 on charge point. We'll see. Stop about 1585 here if we don't hold it.
I am not getting engaged. I am not motivated by that. All right, so look, now you've got the spike coming up to possibly test 400. I'm going to check out what the spike puts look like now because that's what I want to see. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and grab some SPY puts. Grab the 400 puts here at 190s. If it breaks above 450, I will be out. But I am in at 490 as my E-Trade notifications are a little delayed. Let me mute those, though, because those are annoying. And let's see if this 400 ends up being resistance and we come on back down or not. Again, I'm in at 190.
And by the way, NUWE halted again. So I didn't take this one, but if you guys are in it, halted again here. Looks like you might have caught one. NUWE halted again, 154. Charge point doing its second attempt to move through 16 here. Rejected.
Which one? I bought the 400 puts expiring today at 190. At 190. Hopefully Mitch didn't get kidnapped.
No, Mitch didn't get kidnapped. He's taking care of an issue here. He said he'd be back. I was just joking about seeing him tomorrow. I thought I was going to get a reaction and like a comeback from him, but he has good discipline. He didn't do that. So
I gotcha. SPY puts up about 8% here, now 9%. That's what I like to see. There we go. Come on back down. Come on back down. Yeah, we go. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and sell some here at 215, out half. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on, baby. Keep coming. No, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that. You got to keep on coming down.
come on, charge point. You know you want to turn around right here. You're acting all heavy. You know you want to bust through that 16. Not yet.
All right, boys, I'm back.
See, told you.
What's up, buddy?
The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. The boys are
one-
back in town.
I was just wondering if you got kidnapped.
Dun,
All right, stopped out of charge
dun.
point. That one's not working here.
I like that stock today, though. Keep it on your radar.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
might have just been bad entry on my part, Mitch.
Hey, it happens. No stress. It's interesting. 16 is a major resistance. 14 is a support. 50-day at the 14, 16, 1580 something, the 200 days. So it's all in this level. The battle is on right now. Who's going to take control of charge point? All right, guys, I'm just getting towards my trading desk here. So got to go ahead and be smart on what's going on out there. A little bit of craziness going on in the personal life. So I will go ahead and size down today.
Okay.
It's not anything drastic, but it's just more along. You got to know when things are like giving your head all over the place. Had to deal with some ant situation this morning, but definitely would have been buying XOM this morning on the dip. So a little annoyed because I'm already about 60 cents off the lows on the day for XOM. So I either just got to jump in here or wait for a pullback. So now I got to wait for a pullback. I'm a little annoyed because I really wanted to play XOM today. But hey, it is what it is. Missed the open, so missed the opening dip. And that's what I was looking for. I'm actually going to be looking for a 1030 rip up in oil. Why? Because we'll get the EIA, we'll get an important data report getting in here. And so I think that you don't want to miss it. The EIA crude oil inventory comes in at 1030. I think that's what's going to spike oil. And wouldn't you know it? God damn it.
Go ahead.
And wouldn't you know it, Mitch?
God damn it. God damn it.
Charge point through 16. So I was able to get it back and scalp it through 16. Woo.
I'm going to sell the SPY puts here.
God dang it. God dang it.
You were right to like charge point. Shook me out on that first pullback, but I got it a second time. Andrew. We got it. We got it.
A little frustrated on this XOM. It's just going to frustrate me now. This is where I get a little annoyed, guys. Execution on a already planned trade and not taking execution. Can't be mad at myself because I wasn't here to take the trade, but man, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Seeing it up 80, a whole point from the low. It's just going to frustrate me.
Highs.
We'll see what else is on out there. Might have to just try to play gush on the daily. I wanted to do a swing trade, though, today. Not necessarily a day trade on XOM. It was supposed to be a swing from the lows going back up to the daily highs, but it is what it is. Now I just got to figure out what I'm going to do here with my UNG. Down a little bit here. Going to give it a little bit of time to just kind of work today. Through the 30-50s, I'll get out. But right now, I'm just going to let it play. The little sizing that I have in there, just let it work. Now I just got to look around to see what's moving. But definitely energy, one of our leading sectors. Healthcare is one of our leading sectors. An area that I'm looking to see bounce back. Some plays here. I like the healthcare plans here. UNH today looking good here, starting to get on up there. Another area where I have some watch is CAH, Cardinal Health. This is one that I was even thinking about taking in my portfolio challenge. You guys know I'm going to be starting that. Look at the daily chart on this. This looks really nice above 71. This is medical distribution, so just keeping that on my radar. We'll see what else is out there. I'll let you guys take back control. Got to go ahead and try to figure out what I'm going to do today because definitely a little annoyed that I missed the oil drop there. So going to have to figure it out here.
All right, good stuff. NUWE just moving up, release the Kraken. NUWE moving up here. Sorry, reloading my platform.
You're good.
Charge point went up to 1635, so that moved through 16. Like I was saying, on a second attempt there, we're liable to get an even
trying to
bigger
catch up. EVGO trying to catch up with charge point. Blink also trying to catch up with charge point. XOM through 95. Wouldn't you know it?
All right.
I'm going to be so frustrated today on oil. Just tell me to shut up when you guys hear me talk about oil. All right, what's the chat looking at least? Maybe I'll find something out there.
BHC. BHC, huge move here on BHC. Really had the break of the high break there at 584 really kind of sent it. 580 really more of a key level there as it stopped there the first time. Blew through it. We're through 6 here on BHC. Remember, this was a Kramer long right here in the 20s. And so now we're looks like if we can actually on this daily chart, if we can actually clear out this 660 level, 665, be in kind of a gap here up to 8.5. So we'll see if we can go there.
Keeping on the SPY, if it wants to come back and test 400, I'd be interested in going long on that one.
Hour from the list here this morning, moving up over that 477 level. More highs here as we're likely going to test 5 here on hour. Definitely going for 5 here. Brought in a bid there at 484 an hour. I feel like I'm chasing buying it up here, though. That's my problem. And they hit that bid out on 484.
For a pullback here to 1740s on Cleveland Cliff. So trying to play a little bit of steal play. Right now it's still in the red, but it hung out all on the bottom there. 1730, good support there for Cleveland Cliff. We'll see what happens.
Let's see.
I mean, I've been waiting for this pullback in XOM after the push above 95 since the daily breakout. And that's really what I've been looking for. I've been talking about this level. Would it come back to the side? And look how it came right into that area. That's what I would make a move. And it'd be a swing for a move back towards 100. So here we got that pullback here in Cleveland Cliff. I like the pullback. Taking a shot here. Just got in there at 1741. Let's do Cleveland Cliff here. CLF. I saw steel also, U.S. steel. You guys know how I like that one. We'll see how it works here. Got to hold towards 1735 and let it come back up through 1750. Then we'll take some profit at 1760, going up to the 1775.
Shelly, you there? Buddy came to relax again. He's just going to sit right next to the desk. He's going to be my trading buddy here today.
SPY looking to make high day. Tested.
Really like that DraftKings bouncing off the 16 area. That's where I sold it last time. So we're looking for the dip buy there too. That's not a bad area to look at. I did see Type R talking about that.
Our loop getting pulled. NUWE moving towards the high here.
Oh man.
Yeah, and NUWE, man, this is wild. So I'm watching the level 2 ladder here. It's moving around quite a bit. You can see it on this chart as well, just all over the place. Does look like it wants to take out that high. We had just a few prints at 175. Looks like it wants to take that. I'll probably sit this one out, though.
All right, just hanging out here on VWAP for Cleveland Cliff. Let's see if we make that move up. Mitch, thoughts on November's vote for gambling in Cali? Goes through, Martin. If you take a look at the surveys that are out there, majority of California is a go for gambling. I think it's a go.
Yeah, it's a liberal state there.
Super liberal state. Yeah, it'd be surprising for it not to pass. Here's that push to 1750. Now let's see it really get above here, going into the 1760s. There's some resistance here that it already ran into. Let's see someone step up there at the 1750. Increase volume through that 1750 will give us confirmation. Already up about 9 cents here on the position. Just wanted to really break out here through the 1750s.
Oh boy.
LabU right back to the highs after a pullback. Looks like it's going to take 9 out here. LabU.
LabU is a biotech bull 3. Yep. Yes, definitely in play today. I think you'll have bounces in Nvidia. It's just been really beaten down. So a little bounce today. Do I think it's going back? No, I just think it will bounce today. I have a feeling the overall market will catch a bounce today. I didn't get a chance to do the SPY outlook today. So it's going to be kind of, hindsight 2020, you guys feel, but I've been looking for a bounce in the SPY. It just doesn't, it's not going to go straight down either, guys. That's the way I feel.
I'm going to go ahead and try a riskier trade here on Tesla. Got the Tesla 285 calls. I got filled at 276. 276. It's above VWAP. If it hopefully it doesn't break below, but if it does, that's where I'd get out. If it comes back to around the 279 area, a little bit lower than that, I'll go to grab and add some more. As you've got the SPY looking to make new highs here, trying to break above it. AMD looking to break red to green.
Not a bad area to have a play in today. China EVs doing better today than the normal Chinese stocks, so you guys can watch those. XPEV with a nice push on up.
I wonder if I should add. How much am I down?
Oil just do a massive pullback for me.
Man, BHC just no chill, just all to the highs.
Come on, Spy. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk.
SoFi high day, not a bad one. It'll definitely get some lift.
Mullen at the highs here. I'm not going to trade this, obviously, but
Go.
we are at the highs here.
UNG coming back through 31, so coming back to my entry, not looking too bad. If you guys want to keep your eyes on UNG, I do think I could get a spike today. We'll see what happens.
There is Tesla moving on up. Spy still make a high a day. We are up about a solid 6% on our Tesla contracts. I'm currently down $183. So if Tesla keeps it moving, we should be able to recoup those losses.
Nice break it or make it.
I'm ready for Spy to go ahead and test 400 so we can grab some calls, though.
Yeah, Tesla's not a bad one to watch today. Has a nice support that it cut through yesterday. It could definitely bounce and get right back into the daily range. NUWE halted, says Dylan.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is the
Like
third halt.
Yeah. At
Correct?
least third. I don't know about
Third halt. Yeah, we did break through those highs on NUWE.
All right, trying to push through 1750 for the third time here. You guys know the rule of three. Let's see if we can get through it now for real on Cleveland Cliff. See if we can get through that. See the 1750, couple wicks up there, right? Showing us selling pressure. We need to get through that and close above 1750 here.
Spy looking like it's coming back into 400 here, Zunaid.
Yeah. It's about 40 cents away. Oh, whoa, I don't know about that many contracts. Relax.
It's battling here now. Might
All
get
right,
a
here we
40
go.
touch.
Went ahead and bought some at 119. The 401 call is expiring today.
You savage. Talk
Bought
about
some
a
more here at
YOLO.
121.
Talk about a YOLO.
I'm going to go ahead and
He got a
sell
30-cent
some.
bounce off that. I mean, right away.
Come on. Come on.
Looking around, folks, don't see a whole lot today. Definitely slower.
Give you guys a sector outlook there. Healthcare still leading, energy, then technology. The only thing in the red is basic materials. What's dragging basic materials is actually
real quick. I'm up
agricultural
10%.
inputs.
I'm going to sell some SPY calls here at 10% up. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here at 130s. If it goes above our 470s, I'll go ahead and sell some more. That's all you.
No worries. All right, let's see what else out there. Did you get a call on AMD? No.
AMD, though, is not a bad one if you did want to take it, if you believe on the upside, because it's right near VWAP. But since I'm already in Tesla and SPY, I'm not going to overload and screw myself.
Can't blame you on that. That's what I talk about sometimes on over dipping into one direction. Sometimes it's easier just to, let's say, okay, like Zunaid's doing there. He's like, you know what? Let me just cut down the risk. It's okay to play them both, but it's not okay if I'm opening up myself to a huge amount of risk in only one direction.
No.
That's why you see market neutral kind of strategies out there. Right.
Duke the Fool saying, where does Pro let you know how long the NUWE halt lasts for? So here you go. Here's it's probably hard to see. Let me see.
It's a signals tool.
It's the signals tool. Let me try and make this bigger for you. In some cases, we have the codes for the different halts, so we can figure out when the stock is going to be unhalted. So on the most recent halt on NUWE, we said that it is expected to resume, and we give you a specific timestamp. Understand that it's expected. It's not, necessarily 100. It could be held for longer just in general. Some of these you'll also notice don't have resumption times because we don't have a reason for it. So there's your answer, Duke. It's in the signals tool. You need to have the description column turned on. One of the things you'll notice here, let me actually zoom out again here. One of the things you'll notice is that in the main tool that I use, that I have halts, I have that description field turned off. To me, that's less important than knowing the ticker. I'll just kind of watch it.
About to get cut out of Cleveland Cliff here. It's about to stop me out right now. It just dropped real fast here.
SPY coming back down below 400. This is why you scale out, because you're not trying to hit home runs, trying to hit them singles. And we took gains at 10%. Now we're down about 10% here.
Okay. He's trying to cram himself into a space that he's not going to fit in.
Sounds like a cat.
Yep. And I've got cords and wires and all types of stuff, and something's going to get unplugged.
Uh-oh.
No. Oof. Washed out there. Cleveland Cliff. Loss on the day.
All right. The remaining contracts on the SPY, I'm going to go ahead and take an L here. I sold some at 98 cents. On the Tesla trade, I'm down 14%. Let's see what that one's doing. It's right near VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and sell it. Sold some at 2. I sold all of it at 221. Thank you for the terrible fill there.
A little frustrated. Should be in the green, but went for Cleveland Cliff. Stopped out there. Now looking at XO, I'm pulling back to see if I can get in here below 94s. That's what I'm looking for.
SPY well below VWAP now.
NUWE halted down now. So it was open for 31 seconds.
Will we get another leg down here? Let's see what happens.
See if SPY can get over 400.
A charge point. That was a good one too.
Yeah,
it's on my watch list.
I actually should have hung on to that one a little bit more, just a little bit longer. But
yeah, especially a stock like that. One thing I would say is, Ryan, that there's one thing when you're taking kind of like let's say a trade on INDO or like drug, but ChargePoint's a little bit more established stock. So
yeah,
one thing is you have a daily trend outbreak, and it's not kind of more of that 1 minute. I would give myself a little bit of room. But it's always about how you like to take it. You like the in and outs completely. And so that's where I would say that, maybe that's just best for you too. Also, you can't get too upset because if you
I'm not upset. Yeah.
No, like if you can get in and out, and that's kind of more of your strategy, more what you're accustomed to, maybe that's also the best way to go about it too. Like I like leaving runners on, but it all depends on your personality there. Pinky's on up, always.
SPY,
I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
No worries. I got to take it easy today because I'm just a little bit all over the place. Stand up, stretch, do some push-ups, reset the headspace. Yeah. I'm not revenge trading, but definitely just off. I'm feeling off. Not coming in here at 9:30 can do that to you sometimes. Just a little frustrated too. Would have got in on XOM today earlier. Just got to wait, see if it can come back down below 94s. It's bouncing already back above VWAP.
Let's see what Snap's doing. Snapchat trying to make new highs.
All right, back to this lively party we got going on here.
You got Snapchat looking to break the 1150s, and Snapchat is session highs now. Looking to break pre-market highs of 1150s.
That company's gonna disappear one day.
Greg, you've been having a great week, man. Nice trade there on Snap.
That's a nice contrarian trade. Braver than me on that Snap, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, man.
Leadership looking good here today. I think we'll get a bounce. We'll see what happens.
Kind of want to grab, I'll grab small size here on the 400 puts. Oh, Aaron Bree. What are you slacking me, Aaron Bree? All right, those SPY puts are working now. We're up about, oh, no, we were just up 17. Now we're up 10. All right, relax. Come on. Come on back down, SPY. Come on back down. Damn it, I missed it. I was too busy slacking Aaron Bree.
Tell me he owes you some brie.
I need you to cash out me some money.
Bring me that cheese. XOM looks good there on VWAP, but when I get in here and if I lose there at 94.40s, it's just really going to start kicking me. And so I didn't take the VWAP bounce on XOM there, but it looked interesting there. I'll show you guys that trade here. You can see it setting on up for the VWAP pullback for a push back towards the highs. But I was looking for a move back down to test down the lows. You know, this came off the 93.90 area, so I was looking for maybe at least a test of 94 before getting in there. But it is coming right back up. Oil I like today. It's just more long. I missed the open, so it's hard for me to get in stocks now because I do like to attack those red to green, and I would have loved to attack this morning. It's just frustrating now.
Guys, someone just sent me this here. Am I losing on a SPY trade? No, I'm not. I'm solid. Yeah, we're doing all right. Up still 10%.
The only way we know how, Will. The only way we know how. Still watching to see if UNG can take off there. I'm down about a fabulous 7 cents on the name, so we really want to see it take off, but just got to keep on watch today.
Veru on the relative volume scanner today after getting blasted yesterday. 1650 to lows of 1320s back here at 15. Veru kind of all over the place. Charge point looking like it's trying to take its day highs again here. Charge point.
Snapchat highs looking to break 1150, 5 cents away.
Yeah, charge point was a nice trade today.
All right, apparently I did an interview during my indie trip and it ended up on Instagram. Someone just DM'd it to me. I think this is how I made it. So what if I wasn't a doctor? I'm on Instagram.
New highs
Who
here.
goes on Instagram anymore?
You know, people get mad at me because I don't have an Instagram.
I don't go on that anymore, dude. That's so old. That's like going on MySpace.
It's definitely not. I'm gonna need you to get it together.
Who goes on Instagram anymore?
Try like 1 billion people.
Dude, that was so like high school. That was like 10 years ago.
I think
it's not like I don't have a good one too. I have a pretty big one, but I don't go back on it.
You have a pretty big what? I'm sorry.
Pretty big following on Instagram, but I
Oh,
don't go
that's
back
what you're
on it.
talking about. Gotcha.
Pretty big one, you know.
SPY coming down to the lows, up 20% on those. Nope, I lied. It was 18%.
What's MySpace?
Come on down, SPY.
I don't know what
Come
I'm
on
talking about
down,
today.
SPY.
Zane, I'm all over the place today.
There we go. Sell some at 224s.
Careful with that lucid today, guys. It looks like it wants to get a little bouncy today. Just be careful. It's the stays green. Could see it get back into the green. I'm just waiting for that 1030 oil number so I could really get oil upset. Got about, what, 20 minutes for that number? So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned.
Market not really figuring out any type of direction today, right? Just popping out of the open, selling back off here, still in this range. Not really a whole lot going on. My scanner's kind of dry too. ALLK, the biggest runner that I see here, but I'm not in this.
I'm going to sell some more here at 230s. Oh, man, I got 229s. Damn it. 229s. Out some more on the SPYs.
Man,
I expect this to come back. I expect it to come back and test me up around 399.50s.
Car salesman, Zunaid.
Hey, man, it's three of us. Got to get our words in, you know?
I like it.
Snapchat, though, hasn't gotten a chance to break above 1150s. That was a pre-market high, struggling with a little bit. If you want to get long on this one, you have a chance here. You've got stop loss below 1050, in my opinion, so you're risking about $1.
Man, what a gift in Best Buy that pop on earnings was. Have you guys seen Best Buy since? Look at this. Look how it's trading today. What a gift that pop was. Sometimes you'll get those pops on those earnings. Just get a pop on up. The next thing you know, it just gets washed.
Chris is saying, Ryan, when someone says there's orders that need to be picked up at a certain level, how can you tell what level or number that is? Is it level 2? Well, Chris, it could be, but it could also be just support and resistance, right? A lot of the times you'll see people use a study that's called volume profile, which effectively shows you where there are, different shelves of volume along with the price. I don't know if Mitch or Zunaid, you guys don't have that on your charts, do you?
What, level 2?
Volume profile.
No, I don't.
Okay. So some people really like volume profile. The other thing with the level 2, yeah, you can see where exactly at what price where there's a huge offer. So where there's a lot of stock for sale. And oftentimes when that stock gets taken or gets bought, you get a pop above that level. So number of ways to do that. I would need more information to tell you what someone else means in that case.
Yeah. And this is why we scale out, because look, just like we expected, you've got the SPY coming back up to test the VWAP, possibly even 400s. Here we go. And this is why you scale out, folks.
Charge point looking like it might go for 17.
Yeah, I'm lost today, guys. The worst part is that today's going to be, at least moving forward for the next couple of weeks, that it's probably going to be the last time I try to trade with with my account here as I'm going towards that portfolio challenge, because I need to pay attention to that. So I'm going to be trying to pay attention towards the portfolio challenge and not try to mix between, real money and then into that portfolio challenge, because it's just going to confuse me. I got to manage $100,000 account for that portfolio challenge. So we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow. It'll be starting on up. Tomorrow will be the first day, and you guys will see me actually do this live, which is try to take care of a portfolio with 100,000. Like always, I'll give you guys a disclaimer. It is a competition. Those aren't going to be real orders, but I will be trying to push and trying to compete into that.
Are you doing that on this show?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to do it live. Most people won't be doing it live, but I have the balls to go ahead and do it. It's a challenge versus a lot of people. So who knows? Maybe the Benzinga I can win, and then we can invite some other people to come on who did
Usually
well.
I'll be rooting
it's
for you. I
Jason.
will for sure be rooting for you, Mitch.
Oh, 100%.
100%. I was rooting against Zunaid the other day when he was doing his broadcast. I was like, I hope Zunaid fails, but I'm gonna root for you. Just kidding.
Thanks, bro. No worries.
I'm just kidding, Zunaid.
It's messed up. It's messed
It's
up.
like, man, I feel hurt, man. Hurt.
It would be messed up if I was actually serious, but no.
Nah, I mean, you can't really root against him. My man's is doing the hype.
no, no.
Doing the hype.
I
I
like
came
having
home
fun. I
Sunday.
like booking
That's
jokes.
the Benzinga hype man.
Going with it.
I came home Sunday and just watched back the DVR. It was pretty cool. The final one, I like shed a tear. I was like, the season's over. I'm so sad. You've got SPY, by the way, rejecting that VWAP. That's exactly what we wanted. I'm going to go ahead and sell some here again at 15%. There we go. Oh my God, these terrible fills, I swear.
All right,
That's on me,
guys,
that is my
UNG
limit order.
starting to get going at least. I've been waiting for this push back above the 31s. It did do a nice little dip out the gates, held the support down there. Now we're starting to get the push 31.22s. Remember, I'm in this from 31, and I took big profits yesterday into the pop, and so I left a little bit for the swing trade. Now let's see if this can start running. Push above the 70s is where we want to see it get to. So it got towards there multiple times, rejected above, let's say this 31.60. And then there was some wicks up there to 70s. Let's see if it can get up above and going to 32 today. All right. All right, 10. Oh, it's almost there. It's 15 more minutes. I'm just waiting for that energy number because I think it's going to make this energy trade a little shaky here in the next 15 minutes. And then we should get that number and things are going to change there in oil. It's either going to go up massively or down massively. At least I feel today. The volatility will come with that oil inventory release.
Selling some more here on the SPY contracts. Up about 36%. Going to sell some more. Got filled at 260s. Ooh, yes, sir. Let's go. SPY, are you going to break low a day? I only got one contract remaining. Sold some more at 262s. One contract remaining. We're going to see if we can go ahead and make new lows. But hopefully you guys understood why I went ahead and took short on the SPY.
Flipped, right? You were long a little bit, right?
I was so here. Let me go back and
I just know that I had a feeling like you were long a little while ago, so I was just wondering.
So here, I'll break it down for you guys. So we went ahead and went long right here. When it came down to the $400 level, we went ahead and went long. So this side here, we were long and we were wrong about it. Then when it came back to test the VWAP and the 400, we went ahead and went short twice and made money on it both times. So 1L, 2 dubs.
ALLK, absolutely vertical right here. Did not take this one. Felt like I was chasing after that pullback. This is when I talk about wanting to see pulls. Let me bring up my chart here real quick. First of all, look at this move here on ALLK. It's still going. When I talk about pullbacks, when I talk about wanting pulls or wanting a stock to pull back in before it goes higher, this is exactly what I'm talking about. As this price, just look at the volume and look at the price. As the volume starts to expand, the price starts to go up. Eventually, these buyers get exhausted and turn into sellers, and we get a pullback. That pullback shakes the sellers out. So if there's still buying interest in this stock, where do you think the stock's going to go? And look what happens. Volume continues to expand to the buy side. Look at this thing is just an absolute ripper here today. So this is the exact type of thing that we're looking for. Now, shame on me for not taking it during this pullback here or not watching the 492 break. But ALK, absolutely vertical here. Great trade. If you're in this, I would trim and trail or just close it completely. Huge move here, up 33% on the day.
Did that actually go through there on XOM? Yeah, it did. There's somebody. This is what I always laugh about oil. Somebody knows something. There's a big order that got filled there. And it got filled 50 cents away from the bid. It was kind of funny to watch. But you guys can see it here on XOM. You see that wick? Look how that wick came in there. And it was just like, wick, like straight up. And it didn't even trade up there more than that kind of sharing that you saw. You see on the 1 minute, it jumped from around like 33,000 shares to 119,000. There was somebody getting filled up there towards that 95.50. I feel bad for them now because they're watching this pull back quick. But now it's time to watch it. Will it get through that 95.50? There is somebody set up there, so just keep it on watch there. Someone might know a little bit of something. It's about 11 minutes before that, or maybe they're trying to front run it a little bit. What's the oil announcement about? Well, I'll give you guys that, right? Why not tell you guys a little bit about that? So we get a number here at 10:30. I'll give you guys the estimates right here. It's the EIA crude oil inventories. And if you actually have Benzinga Pro, this makes it so easy for you guys to follow along with. If you go to the calendar, and I could pull up mine, just give me 1 second here. I'll show you guys what I have and how I have my Benzinga Pro set up. So on my Benzinga Pro setup, I have a couple of windows here. I have the details. If I want to go into a specific stock, I got news, I got pre-market movers, things like that. I'll go in here, and then regular movers. But really, the calendar is what I'm trying to point you guys to. And so on the calendar, we have the economics section. And one of the things that I always look at, especially, is the 5 out of 5 importance. So you can label it by importance. If you don't want to catch everything, just more long pay attention, especially to anything that's 5 out of 5. So here you guys clearly see it. It comes into here, our EA oil inventories. That's what we're going to be watching. And it tells you exactly when it hits right here to the left. You guys can be following along with Benzinga Pro. All you got to do is go to pro.benzinga.com.
I do love the calendar feature, Mitch. I too use one, and I also use the importance feature as a guide. I think that's really smart. Okay, more highs here. The volume is what's driving this, folks. And this is why when we talk about different stocks, I'm always talking about looking for the volume. Also, Risk on Trading was talking about VWAP. I know we've got a lot of questions recently about the VWAP, saying VWAP was the indication it was safe to buy that pullback. So what he's talking about here is he had a huge pullback pretty much right to the VWAP level. And then they took off from that level. And this is where we're at here. So ALK, just a monster move here.
SPY coming back up. Interested to see what it's going to do at 399.50s. I probably will not go ahead and grab short again because we've already had success with it twice. Not going to try to go back to the well and be greedy, but we do have one contract still remaining, which we bought at 184s, and currently it's at 212s, even with this move to the upside slightly.
Just got to be patient here today. Mullen. Richer and wiser. So what we're all trying to do, right? Get a little Richie Rich in us. Come on, UNG. Get to moving. So the hard part in the portfolio challenge is going to be learning how to manage that type of capital, right? And so you guys will see that I'll start giving you guys my kind of like ruling that I'm developing. I'm setting it up here to the right-hand side, just always trying to keep on mind. So things that you got to start thinking about, right, is how much do I want to diversify in each play? We can put about 2 to 20% of the capital to work. That's the maximum. So what I'm thinking is somewhere in between there. I'm looking at probably about 10% capital max on each position. So that would be about $10,000, right? If you just want to put it in dollar terms for yourself. So that this can go ahead and keep you in a diversified portfolio versus going way too heavy in one play. This also leaves me room to get up to about 10 stocks, which is what I like to use for swing trading. I've used the 10 stock kind of outlook before. I used it in all of 2021 last year, and I did pretty well, ended up over 30%. So I'm going to try to do the same here. The big thing there is always trying to not come in the entry all at once. This is what's helped me in the past kind of time into those entries. So I'll be looking to do the same. The key that I think that you guys can get out of it is not necessarily only watching me doing the competition, but also taking a look at what the sector and outlooks that I'm going to be looking at. Since I'm going to be looking at more of a daily chart outlook, and I can't really sell these stocks. I think you got like 2 or 3 days that you got to keep it for a little while. And so with that being said, I'm going to be looking for daily setups to kind of get that breakout look, and always trying to stay with the relatively strong stocks.
Come on, SPY. You can see it tested the VWAP, came right back down to the lows.
I think we're going to have a chop kind of day. Right now, we're having that chop. I still think the SPY could push today. If you take a look at the leadership today, this is what I always kind of try to pay attention to. Like if we're red on the SPY, and then you got like leadership into the red, then I sometimes feel like, yeah, we could get dragged down. But when leadership is somewhat into the green, I feel like we could always catch that bounce, like Apple, Microsoft, Google in the green right now. Yes, it might look red on the chart, but overall on the day, it's green. Those are kind of things that I look for. Let's put this in real time here. Google's interesting. There's some volume that's been filling in on that one.
We are going to have an interview later today of ticker XMTR. We're going to interview the CEO at 11:05. So that'll be a fun one. Let's see where they've been. All right, look, consolidation above 44.
5 minutes for those numbers to drop for oil, guys. Can definitely watch.
You got a prediction either way?
No, there's no need. Just got to watch it. But predictions here wouldn't really help you. It's going to give you a little bit more of a bias once you see the number. So especially with economic data, one of the things that you want to be doing is maybe having scenario assessment, right? So if it comes in hot, what am I doing? If it comes in low, what am I doing? Or does it come in line? What am I doing? It's okay to have an outlook, like, you know, I expect it to go up or down, but I think it's more important to have that scenario outlook of how you're going to react if this happens, how you're going to react if this happens or that. And so it's important to kind of take an overall look versus trying to always guess what's going to happen. Because especially like, let's say this case, oil inventories, unless I know somebody that works at the top of ExxonMobil, and even then they wouldn't even know because it's a collection number. It's not just their number, right? So it's a difficult number to kind of just come up with. Now, one thing that has been mentioned, right, is OPEC Plus talking about supply cuts. So if we see less pumping, so if we see the inventories come in low, what does that show us? Is that probably they're already doing production cuts. They're just not talking about it. And so that's why the oil market will be watching today.
Shout out to Tom here, plus 13 on the last piece of that Baidu trade from yesterday. Tom, you nailed that. Called it as you entered it, called it as you closed it. Good stuff.
Google looking interesting here, guys. I know
Nice job, Greg.
I know I'm not much of a Google type of trader here, but look at the setup here, guys. If the SPY can make a nice push up to VWAP here, I might take a shot for Google because you can see how it's just hanging out down here. There's some volume that's coming in it. And so a move back above 111s, I think could get a nice push. Nice little trend line here. A couple of times to try to break down. Talk about the rule of three always. 3 and then reversal style action is what we're looking for. Let's see if the SPY can give us that reversal style action. You see how the SPY just put in a clear kind of bottoming action right there? It's kind of the levels that I'd be looking at. All right, so that's Google. Let's take a shot in it. Why not? Only thing is it's too close to that 1030. If I want to play oil, I don't want to get too dragged in thinking about Google. So stay off of that. Stay on the focus of the oil. We'll see what happens. Meta.
Yeah, I'm trying to see because you've got the SPY that continues to hold right over here. But if it bounces from here and it moves to the upside, Meta could get a move. Just not sure which way I want to play it because if this breaks, we could easily test yesterday's lows.
All right. Let's watch this hit here.
All right, less than a minute to your thing.
Dun, dun, dun. Just watch the action. The action in a lot of the oil stocks will kind of give us kind of a quick, the fast trading will take over first. Remember, the algos kind of go through the news way faster than we do. So they're going to react first, and then I'm going to be looking. It could just be kind of a fake out too. You could get a little bit of a quick red candle and a recovery. We don't know which way it's going to go. We'll take a look and kind of react. Trying to refresh my page here for the EIA Gov so I can get you guys the actual report. Also going to be watching like news headlines to see if I can see it get hit. You guys see it faster than me, definitely just bring it up. Cool, I like that. There's XOM ripping really quickly. If it's just going to rip here, I'm not going to be probably even able to play it.
I don't see anything here, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got nothing. This is like
It's just a
watching
coin
paint
flip
dry.
for me on the SPY. So I feel you, Ryan.
3.33 million barrels.
3
Minus.
points minus. Ooh,
Yep.
that is definitely up move for oil. At least that's what it would make sense. Remember, sometimes things don't make logical sense, but logic would tell us that a minus there. And of course, we got the expectations, right? The expectations were a minus of 1 million. Like I talked about, closer towards that 3 would give oil a run. There you see it, XOM already back up there. A little annoyed because I would have been an XOM on the red to green move today. And a swing trade now would have been looking amazing, you know, and I can't do nothing about it now. I can try to just run into XOM, but I'm going in off of a kind of, I'd be trying to get in there, trying to catch the rip, and going in and buying on highs is just something that always kind of I deter from, because what happens if you get a fast pullback here? You get into what I call the pig stage. You're no longer a bull or a bear. You're a pig because you're jumping into the middle of the price action on the daily charts. Kind of really try to avoid that.
Not a big reaction in crude.
It's already going up. Someone already knew. That's what I felt. Oil is one of those, I'm telling you, you got to know some good friends in the oil markets.
All right, I'm going to head out, get ready for the interview later on here on the same stream, but I'll catch you guys in about 30 minutes. See you guys tomorrow. Wait, tomorrow's Thursday, right?
Tomorrow, you're not going anywhere, man. You'll be back.
Tomorrow's Thursday? Well, I met Ryan.
Tomorrow's Thursday.
I'll see Ryan tomorrow.
Okay.
But tomorrow's Thursday. See you tomorrow, Ryan.
Take care, Zunaid. Good trading again today.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you.
Good job, man. All right. Putting Zunaid in the background because you know he likes to leave that mic on.
Likes to play his questionable music as well.
All right. We'll see what's going on right now. XOM pulling back a little bit. I'm going to be watching more like Gush now. If I wanted to do maybe a day trade on Gush, I don't see that too bad. But it also has been going up since 10 a.m. So it's kind of hard to just jump into a name long that's been going up for an hour, right? Or 30 minutes. And so now I need to see some pullback here. Let's see if it was kind of more the buy the rumors, sell the news. And now they're going to sell the news a little bit. And then we can catch on the pullback. We'll see what happens here. SPY trying to take out that 398, just cut down below it. Let's see if it closes below that or does it recover. This UNG just hanging out at the 31s right now. Those are the ones that I'm watching. What do you guys add in the chat? What are you guys taking a look at today?
Here? VLCN busting right through 320. Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
So it looks like they're doing those production cuts without telling anybody, because that's what those inventories kind of show you. And they're trying to get ahead of OPEC Plus announcing those production cuts. That is not good in the long run, because that's just going to cause the price of oil to spike. Wanting to see how the futures are probably moving here on oil. That might help us actually. I just don't have futures on this one, so I'm looking at a different one.
Moving lower. CL, the oil crude futures,
yeah, CL.
lower. Lower.
Had a nice dip till 6, but that dip's been bought since 6 a.m. So I'm looking at WTI crude oil. Google coming back. There's that kind of swing there for the SPY. That would be my call there for Google to take it here. Oil's not really doing much, so let's just do that. Let's see if I can grab it.
Ali Reza, nice nice short there on Tesla. Looking at that candle, that was a nice one. Glad someone hit that.
All right, starter there on Google. Want to see it hold this green candle, so 110.50s. Holding tight here, needed to just get out of the trend. Talked about this trade here. Took a little bit of Google there. Let's see if it can start getting up here now. SPY reversal too is what got me into that. Now if the SPY takes out the 398s, that could also give us a sign to get out. See what happens. Oil is just on the pullback. I'm going to wait for a nice little long pullback here. Let it come back down towards 94. Then I can join the party again because it's back down towards those levels. We'll see what happens. Thanks for the oil numbers shout out, guys. Saved me from holding MRO. Well, there you go. At least one thing that I think that you did there, Aaron, Brian, that I thought was smart is you said it yourself. I'm covering here because I'm going to wait to see the numbers and then I'll react after that. But that wasn't a bad thing, right? Because at least you were able to make the money that you had in the morning, take whatever you had, and then now reassess after you got in a new updated economic data. Oh, Google.
Martin Contreras asking, why is Meta up? Martin, Meta is up. Shares are trading higher in reaction to Snap's restructuring plan, which is obviously includes a focus on growth and augmented reality, as well as a worse workforce reduction. So Meta trading up on Snap today. Maybe BHC through 6, although it doesn't really have the volume to support that trade.
Back through my entry here, going through the 70s up towards the 110.80s. I'll even add on Google, but we want to see the SPY kind of come back. SPY's fighting that 398 low. Doesn't want to reverse right now. Getting tested here on Google. It needs to recover. There's a recovery. SPY battling here, trying to crack that 398. But if it wicks there, you could see the reversal still happen. So we'll see what happens here. Battle's on. Rivian recalling 207 vehicles on seatbelt anchor issue. Reported by Bloomberg at 10:34. Rivian, what's going on with you, man? Oof, getting hit hard on that. Definitely gonna need this to come right back up through the 398. SPY cracks down through that low. We need to get on out of the Google. It's really small sizing, so it doesn't really matter if we get stopped out here. I just wanted to give us a chance for it to come all the way back on up from the bottom, kind of a reversal outlook here. SPY's just weak here, man. Doesn't want to give us the real bounce. Nah, it's
Not
too
a whole
weak
lot
there.
going on anywhere, frankly.
It's too weak there. Not trying to recover. Whew. Just weakness there. I'm getting out there. About 30-cent loss there. But remember, it's very, very small sizing because it's Google. More expensive.
Jay,
Man.
that might also be up because of ad revenue picking up per a Cleveland research note. Jay, that could absolutely be possible. I didn't go through that note, just going by what we're seeing here in Pro.
It's going to be all on UNG today for me. A little frustrated that I had to miss the open today, take care of something, but it is what it is.
I'm frustrated. I keep yawning. Might need to
That
get
happens.
coffee here.
That happens, man. I hate when I yawn too. I sometimes get it. I get my yawning attacks at 2 p.m. and I'm like, man, gotta get through this.
Almost there. Almost there.
Yeah, I doubt it's a Snap News too, but hey, to each his own, right? That's the thing about headlines. You can play them towards stocks. Look at XOM reversal there, right back up. It's a little frustrating on that. I can't join the party here. Just doesn't make sense for me. If I wanted to scalp it, maybe, but definitely going to be one of those days where if you heard me on pre-market prep, you knew I liked XOM today. But the question is, would I get it at the open? And that was a no. All right, I'm just going to take a step up here and just kind of push here for UNG. Let's go for it. I just added half back. Now an average at 31.04. Going to risk off the 30.95 here. Risk about 10 cents on the name.
Nerve
and
popping.
see if UNG can pop. Nerve, I got you.
Nerve is popping here. 1373, your day high yesterday.
Nice.
Volume is expanding here on Nerve. Not in this, but I'm thinking about it right now.
Yeah, I'm going to the hourly to show those resistance right there at 1350s. This is the important level to watch. There's a little bit of a pullback, ran right into resistance. Let's see it get back above that. Just go on the shorter time frame here. Nice little push through 13. Want to see 13.16 hold on pullbacks.
Yep.
Get back through the 13.50.
Volume sticks still good here.
I'll go to the 1 so you guys can see that a little bit tighter. You see how it held that 13.16 pullback right around the 13s, pushed off above it. Might get that one more green candle going up towards the 1380s. That's what I can see here. Nice 3 advancing soldiers pattern. If it can get through that 1380s, make that one step up more. through the
1370.
1363.
1375 is what I have as the day high yesterday. We didn't quite get there, but that's coming. It's not far from here.
Watching UNG SPY coming back here now. It put in a hard bottom there at 398. Now it wants to come back. So just be careful, guys. Some chop zone out there.
Nerve back at that 1350 spot that you were talking about, Mitch. They cleared it. Now there's 1360. There's some more stock for sale there. 1360 on Nerve. Nerve definitely trying here. Volume pretty good. Can get higher though. They're loading up some more stock there. 1355. Wow, they took that too. 13. So here we go. Here we go. Now I think we go higher here on Nerve. There goes 1375. There we go.
There's there's now on the 3 minutes, you get those 3 advancing soldiers now going up there. It's not a bad little move there. Good little profits you guys could probably be grabbing on
not
there.
at all. And I would say if you took any of this on this move, I mean, maybe if you want to stay in it, maybe just trim some of it, but otherwise probably all right to take profits here. Nice little move here on Nerve.
Got you, Chris. If you were able to nail that Google, hey, you did better than me. I know I got red on it. See what happens. If it does reverse or not. Looks like a nice setup, but just looking at UNG now. I'm looking to see if XOM ever pulls back, but it's just ripping, man. This is going to frustrate me. Just look at that.
XOM?
Yeah, dude. I already said it from the beginning. It's just not going to come back. And I can't buy highs because of my rules. So it's a little frustrating to miss out a really nice daily dip there on XOM. That was a nice daily dip right back into a level that we wanted to buy in between. And so we'll see what happens. I mean, I've drawn this circle here for a while looking for it to come back into that area. It went right into that area and got out of it. So that's going to do it for me on oil trades today. I'm going to stop watching this because it's going to frustrate the hell out of me. So it is what it is. You'll probably see Oxy get a nice lift today. Let's see that one kind of catch up. Look at that move. Nice little move on up. Chevron. See how that one's trading right now. Looking well there. You running some market for the meme stocks? BBBY trying to come back, guys. So sick of these stocks. They can go away. Watt has news. I remember I traded Watt at one point. It's a really cheap stock. It's a battery maker, I believe, in China. Daily setup doesn't look bad. Has some support. I don't know what the news is, Jay. I don't know what you saw, but let me see. Watt. New wireless energy harvesting evaluation kit supporting IoT, industrial, retail, and medical applications. I guess.
What was that for?
Watt.
Watt, yeah.
I just don't see how that really moves the stock, but to each his own, right? We can't really know. All right, guys, you guys saw me take my ad there in UNG. I'm going to take my shot there at least to try to make some money today. Let's see it. Just just getting a little bit more spike now towards the 31.7s. Let's see if it really takes off. Really need to get it through that high, that right here to the left, and then we can really start getting back towards yesterday's highs. Let's see if we get that. Trying to bounce back today. Phase. Won't you phase away?
Yeah, phase not really working today. I guess maybe a little bit of a bounce there, but
just be careful with those names. When
Yeah,
they
be
come
careful.
back, they come back fast. SPY holding here well, guys. I looking well there, and so I don't know if you got into that Google trade. If you did, it's starting to come back on up. Look for Tesla to make a nice little push back. Let's see what happens there. Tesla holding the bottom there. Let's see if Apple can kind of lead the party. And there you go. Not looking too bad. Apple trying to get back above the VWAP. SPY is a little bit higher than Apple right now, so keep your eyes on that. See if one of these take lead. How's Nvidia? That's still down there, man. No one liking Nvidia no more? All right, UNG. Time to take off. Make me some money. SPY did that, right, when I did that hand motion. So who knows? Kalu, you're a Molin? You moling it?
yeah, I'm not even looking at Mullen anymore.
It looks like it's trying to make it to $1. It's trying to come back towards that 94 cents. That's what I feel like it is trying to do. Now UNG to 31.10s. Let's go. Come on. What you got for me? Why do I keep coming back to you, XOM? Gotta stop. Nervous? I like it.
Yeah, no, seriously, nerve pulled, and that was, you know, that we've been watching that since we started talking about nerve. We have been watching it do yanks like that. I mean, just looking at that chart, we got multiple of them today.
Yeah,
So that's what happens, and that's why taking profits before you sit through one of those pullbacks is going to be important.
Yeah, and Nerve does these big pulls back down, and so you always have to understand those levels. That's why I like the hourly chart on Nerve. You can see it here. It just makes more sense. So it's going to keep you towards the bottom of the chart versus
It
trying
forces
to
you to be more patient is what it does, Mitch. Watching that hourly chart forces you to be more patient, and hopefully you make better entries on that, which is going to lead to more profits.
And you get to watch more of the price action, right? Understand how the stock trades, which I think is an important thing, especially if you're trying to trade something of this magnitude. You need to understand how it trades.
I think that with a lot of these stocks that I day trade, Mitch, understanding how they trade is paramount, right? Knowing, hey, this stock is likely to be pulled back, and if you take a position here on an upward push, you might get pulled into, and it's okay to get out of that, wait for it to set back up again, and then trade it again. It's just figuring out how stocks trade. I feel like gives me an edge, puts me at the advantage to actually trade it.
Yep.
Crassy, I need to learn more patience too, man. I absolutely, this is something that I can work on. And Beach Bum, patience pays, patience with the Y. We talk about we talk about this all the time. It's one of the things I continually try to remind myself. Boy, I'm struggling today, Mitch. I'm struggling getting the words out.
No worries. No, I'm just getting messages on Slack too here. But no worries, just shake it off, man. Sometimes I get tongue-tied all day. Trust me. Doing as much talking as I do, sometimes you're going to run into it. I was kind of laughing the other day. I was watching NFL content, Ryan, and the guy from, I think, NFL Live on NFL Network, he was struggling, the guy with the big ears. That's the only way I know him. But he was struggling to say Matt LaFleur.
Oh, is this Andrew Siciliano?
I think so. I'm not too sure about his name, but he was so struggling. He was like, Then a couple of the guys that he was going to were just like, you want to say it again? They were just messing with him. They're like, yes, Lafleur. And then he's like,
Nerve through 14 now on Nerve.
he's like, Lafleur? Lafla? He couldn't get it right, even if he wanted to. That's why when you're struggling on camera live, you just move on.
Yeah, you got to. What else are you going to do?
No, you don't want to just be like he was struggling. And then everybody that he went to just kept on messing with him. It was like the quarterback that can't be named, Lafleur.
That's what you do, Mitch. If you let that out of the bag, they'll hit you. They'll hit you the rest of the show.
Yeah,
That's what they were doing. Urban Farms Project says, here, have a like, Ryan. You are awesome. Urban Farms Project, that's really nice of you to say. I appreciate that. I'm going to take your like, and I'm going to like it.
Nerve. Way to be on top of that one, Ryan. Way to call it out.
Yeah, Nerve, definitely. We've been watching this one, and remember what I said about Nerve. We'll kind of put it on the back burner until it shows us a setup. Well, guess what happened? It showed us a setup, and we hit it. So that's just what it is. Go out for a drive to the mountain and take some pictures. Kalu, that sounds amazing. Could you send me those pictures?
That's what it's all about.
Send me those pictures. I yearn for the mountains.
Yeah, I'm missing the mountains. I'll tell you that much. That's for certain.
Yeah,
Definitely
I don't
missing
doubt
the
it.
Mountains.
I don't doubt it.
Yep, it's tough.
All right, Mitch, I'm going to hop for the day.
All right, my
happy
friend.
hump day to everybody out there. We will be back for Thursday live trading tomorrow. Stay green, stay safe. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more actionable day. Take care, everybody.
Have a good one, Ryan. Take care, my friend. All right, Ryan's on out of here. Do me the favor, guys. I haven't had the pushes today, so I need you guys to do me the favor. Smash up those like buttons. Let's get it on up there. See if we can get it towards 300. If you guys enjoyed us staying here live, in a few moments, we'll be joined back by Zunaid. He's going to be running through an interview. That's going to be at 11:05. So and excited about that. He'll run you through that, guys, about specifically what you guys can look out for. And of course, if you guys got a question, throw it up in the chat. Starting to get that UNG run here. Ooh, nice little spike there towards the 20s. Now we're starting to get a little bit of movement here in UNG. I'll look for pullbacks towards my entry to add now as I keep looking for this to kind of really push. I have a 3104 average cost now because I did add. Let's see if this can really start pushing. Getting on up there towards the 3150s and 3160s, 3170. I think it can make a move easily towards 32 today. So I'm going to keep this one on watch. Look for that move towards 32, and I'll take out majority at that point. There's a nice spike now towards 3130s. It's starting to get moving. UNG here, not a bad one. You guys can also watch Boyle. Look at Boyle start getting moving also. We'll see if this can take off. All right, let's go ahead. Let's do a last little recap here of the overall market. Nerve trying to get through those highs. Yeah, it got through that high there of 42. It went towards 1450. Big move up there today in Nerve. Boyle continuing to push. UNG now getting major lift here, now towards 3143s. Will it get towards the 3170s in a hurry? We'll see. SPY coming right back down there, so just be careful on that one. I am seeing the market just struggle here to make any moves on up. XOM and oil still continuing to rise, so we'll see what happens there. You guys can also watch Gush. Look how Gush is trading. That's going to help you out on the overall oil market. If you want to trade something else, you guys can too. But that's what I'd be watching. I'd be watching Gush with some of my oil stocks. Gush probably leading the way, and then we'll see if it can continue pushing. Man, that would have been a nice dip buy today on Gush. But hey, to each his own. We'll see what happens there. All right, let's take a look really quickly at the Qs. Qs trying to find some bottoming. Nvidia still continuing down. That shows me the weakness in technology. That's why I've been watching Nvidia the last couple of days. When I see the weakness in Nvidia, I expect semis coming down. And remember, Citi did put out a note yesterday that said that they see semiconductors coming down another 20%. All right, let's do a last little sector outlook before we get on into our interview time. In a little bit, we'll be getting into that. Energy up 1.86 today. Utilities up 0.46. real estate behind that? What is in the red? Technology is in the red. Consumer cyclicals in the red. And in the industrials, what's the worst kind of trade here? What is really getting hit hard? Well, semiconductors are one of the leading industries down today. Also semiconductors equipment. So you can count those together, kind of leading down. Also computer systems like HPQ getting hit hard today, Dell getting hit hard today. And really, I mean, this is all coming off of that HP Inc. there getting hit hard. But it was interesting. It popped out the gates. So this was already down on pre-market off of bad earnings. We'll see if it can get back up there. All right, just keeping on going. Nerve talked out there. Hard rejection on BBBY. We'll see what out there. Smoosh the like. Let's go. I'm green on Peloton, Lucid, and DraftKings. I like you, Type R. There you go. Way to take some trades, man. What's up, Zunaid? How we doing?
Good, good. You can see the SPY taking a move to the downside, trying to break the lows. Look at that 400 level. Still holding his resistance. And that's where he rejected from again. And we'll see if we can break the lows. I think the previous lows from yesterday's session are around 397, 396.50. So we'll see if we want to test those or not. But we'll have that interview here in a couple of moments. But that's what I've been kind of taking a look at since I've come back to my desk as SPY, looking to break the lows.
Definitely. We'll see what happens. Does it break the lows? The oil coming on up there with the oil news, and we'll see if that can keep pushing UNG. I'm still in this one looking for the ride on up. We went up there towards 31.50, now pulled back towards the 31.35s. We'll see if it can continue pushing today. All right. And then
here. What's up?
You still in some positions, man?
The only one is just a SPY puts. That's all.
Hey, not. I'll tell you, at least it's not looking bad. Not looking bad, at least.
Yeah. I just want to see us break the 397.50s, but I have no idea if it will. It just keeps wanting to come back and test VWAP over and over again. Thank you, Type R, Zuzu. You know, it's not a nickname I thought I'd like. It feels like it's a nickname for like a dog, but I think I'm kind of I think it's growing on me.
Zuzu, I guess.
All right, now we do it like that, but it's like a quick Zuzu. You know what I mean?
Oh, quick Zuzu.
There you go.
Zuzu.
Just a little quick
Zuzu.
one.
I like it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's better than Hoodie Trader, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, that Hoodie Trader makes me seem like I just rob people, but
it does, right? Like you're just taking them for their stocks.
Sometimes I rob the market. Sometimes I rob my own wallet. So, you know,
you just come up to them like, yo, give me your Apple stock. You give me that Apple stock.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll see what happens today. Definitely taking a look. Look at Tesla, man. That's getting pounded. There's your SPY breakdown there. Those options going into the grain.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't even realize I was that down. Ooh, let's see what the contracts are up. 77%. Yeah, I'm getting the shit out of this one. Up, wait. Nope.
Money.
There we go. All right. Perfect. All out.
YOLO.
At 237.
Not a bad one, Zunaid. Really good play there, my friend.
Yeah, and that's just a $400 level that we've been talking about. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just worked out well. But here we go. All right. I'm ready, Mitch.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and kick it to the background and let you take on over, Zunaid.
Awesome. Appreciate you. Let me get rid of this right here. Lovely face of mine right here as well. Randy, let me get a thumbs up when you are ready to go. All right. 2 thumbs up. I love it. Let me go ahead and set some things up here as well. Awesome. So as you guys know, we love to have publicly traded companies come hang out with us and talk to us. And we love to give you the information straight from the executives themselves. That's exactly what we're going to do here today with Xometry. The ticker is XMTR and Randy is the CEO. So Randy, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Zunaid. Good morning.
Good morning to you. You know, you had another gentleman that was, I guess, setting things up. And I was like, that doesn't look like the Randy I did research on. I don't know what's going on. But I'm glad you showed up. I was like, okay, this makes sense.
He's my much better looking colleague.
I was really like panicking. I'm like, wait, did I research the wrong person? But welcome to the show, Randy. Appreciate you being here. For the folks at home that aren't aware of what your company does, explain it to us like we're 5. What is it that you do?
Sure. Xometry is a marketplace, the leading marketplace for manufacturing. So we connect thousands, tens of thousands of customers who want to buy manufacturing from all sorts of different industries with thousands of small manufacturers.
Gotcha. Now, something that I've realized while looking into you guys, you have a partnership with Clear.
We do. So Clear is a great customer of ours, and we've been very proud via the Xometry marketplace and our manufacturers to create all sorts of products for Clear that are appearing in airports and in professional sports arenas. So they've been a wonderful customer, and we are continuing to grow with them.
It's interesting. As I have TSA pre-check and I've been traveling all of August, but the lines keep getting longer, and I'm like, at some point, everyone's going to have pre-check and I'm going to have to go to Clear. You know what I mean? That's kind of like how I saw the airport, because the Clear line was short, quick. It was easy. And I was like, yeah, I might need to get me one of those memberships there. But let's kind of break it down to the supply chain issues that we've been having, right? Whether it's baby formulas, whether it's cars, whether it's, semiconductors, whatever it is. How is your company kind of positioned to be profitable with the situation that we're currently in with the supply chain shortages?
Oh, yeah. Well, here's sort of the interesting thing. There is plenty of manufacturing capacity right here today in the United States. But the problem is for these, there's 500,000 American manufacturers, 75% of them have less than 20 employees. So for these small manufacturers, the long tail of the internet hadn't really reached them until Xometry came. So we've got this capacity. We actually call it the capacity gap that actually exists. There's plenty of capacity here, but customers, particularly American customers, can't find the manufacturer to make their parts. So one of the amazing things of Xometry is using artificial intelligence, we're matching customers with the suppliers to make their parts. So as customers are more focused now than ever on resilient supply chains, and there's this trend towards reshoring as well, our technology in our marketplace is enabling them to do that by accessing all these manufacturers that are everywhere across our country.
Yeah, and you also had an acquisition. Well, first, let me go back to speak to the manufacturing part. Majority of them in the U.S. or overseas? Because I know you had a little bit of focus on having it U.S. Based as well.
Yeah, the majority are here in the United States and are in virtually every single state. And when you think about American manufacturing, these are these small machine shops. Often they're passed down from one generation to another. You've got siblings working together. That's kind of the heart of what we have here. And the amazing thing is we're servicing 63% of the Fortune 1000 with this network of small manufacturers and enabling them, these manufacturers, to get customers all across the country that they didn't in the past have any access to.
Now, when it comes to the first thing I think of when folks say we're, American-based, American manufactured, things like that. Obviously, it's great to have a company that's helping the American workers. But from a business standpoint, I'm thinking in terms of profit margin. Does it not impact you as much, or why are you able to still be successful even while having your manufacturing in the U.S.?
Yeah, because what's interesting about manufacturing, and put aside what we call contract manufacturing, where they're making millions of something, but those are, most products aren't made in quantities of millions. They're much smaller quantities. And finding the right solution for that for a customer is extremely difficult. So when they go out and they try to find the right price and they go to different manufacturers, it takes them a long time. And often the prices will could vary by 100 or 200%. And it's the same problem that suppliers have as well, manufacturers. Because if they get one piece of work, that may have a 0% margin for them, or they may lose money for it, versus another kind of work that may be very profitable for them. Yeah. So this is one of these rare cases that we can use technology to create a more profitable solution for the manufacturer, and at the same time actually give the customer a better deal and earn Xometry a strong gross margin. And it's a huge market. It's globally a $2.4 trillion market that we're accessing here.
Yeah. Now, since we're talking about manufacturing and costs and things like that, in late 2021, I believe you had an acquisition of the popular platform thomasnet.com, right? How has that acquisition translated to it being an asset for your company almost a year later?
Yeah. So Xometry has grown, as you mentioned, I'm the co-founder of the company. We were founded in 2013, opened for business in 2014, have been growing like a weed. We just reported out a few weeks ago our Q2 results and actually had an accelerated growth in our marketplace. So very exciting. But ThomasNet had been is a 100-year-old company with over 1.4 million registered users. Xometry, in contrast, as I said, was just founded less than 10 years ago. So by acquiring Thomas and integrating that into Xometry, we get access to this huge customer base that they've earned over 100 years. And at the same time, Thomas has this amazing network at ThomasNet of over 500,000 American manufacturers. So by integrating those manufacturers into our ecosystem, and we've launched some terrific technology products to do that, we're creating really a win-win for both buyers and suppliers, and something that will enable us to grow the reach of Xometry.
Gotcha. Now, let's talk about the financial results that you reported in Q2, right? You had results year over year of about 89% of revenue increase. I can expect that the Thomas acquisition was a big part of that. You're expecting strong growth for the remainder of the year as well. Any other takeaways that you feel like the viewers at home should be aware of if they're looking to put their own hard-earned money into investing in your company?
Sure. So put aside, the Thomas acquisition absolutely helped us grow more, but organically, if you sort of do, we grew over 55%. And that's actually accelerated growth. So that was very exciting. We also reported the highest gross margins that we've ever had for our historic product. So our marketplace product, those gross margins grew 180 basis points from Q1 to Q2, really using the leverage of the AI, the increased data that we're getting, and the growth of our supplier ecosystem is creating that growing gross margin. So it's very rare to see a company that's growing the top line so rapidly, but at the same time is also growing their gross margins. And then also we talked about that we're going to be adjusted EBITDA positive in next year. And so we saw a real boost in our roadmap to that from Q1 to Q2. So we got a lot of operating leverage, and we've guided to in Q3 continued strong growth, both on the top line and continued leverage on the bottom line as well.
Now, 55% of organic growth, that's tremendous. I'm glad you mentioned the strong gross margins as well, because that goes back to the point of manufacturing in the US versus overseas, how that's benefiting the company as well. So you can see that. We've talked about what the company does. We've talked about the past in terms of quarterly results. Let's kind of take a look into the future. 4 months remaining till the end of the year. What are you hoping to achieve as a company? A couple of milestones or anything like that? It's all you.
Yeah, look, we want to continue to be that one-stop shop for our customers. And as I mentioned earlier, we've got 63% of the Fortune 1000 that are customers. And these companies have hundreds of millions of dollars of manufacturing needs. And we want more and more for them to use Xometry as the place to source that manufacturing. And with Thomas, we can expand the capabilities and the different segments of manufacturing that we can offer. So more and more, I want to be that one-stop shop for the customers. And then for the suppliers, the manufacturers, with our Work Center product, which we launched at the end of Q2, which is a manufacturing execution system, so helps the manufacturer more efficiently run their business. I want to be their preferred way to run their business. We gave that away for free. We want them to use that for not only work that they're sourcing from Xometry, but also work that they're sourcing from their own customers. And then ultimately, if we can make that a win-win for both buyers and suppliers, we can create that supply chain resilience that's so important here. We can support the reshoring initiatives that we're trying to do here in our country with the CHIPS Act and other things. So you got to actually do something to make that happen, and we're putting that in place. I did want to mention one other thing.
Please.
We took 1% of the IPO proceeds when we went public, and we've been donating that to worthy causes. And we've announced scholarships in 6 different states to help train manufacturing workers. So we need more machinists, we need more technicians, we need more engineers if America is going to continue to lead or going to be a leader in manufacturing in the future. And in fact, we're going to tomorrow announce for Community College of Baltimore County with majority leader Steny Hoyer 57 scholarships for machinists and technicians and engineers. So this is very important. These public-private partnerships that we're very involved with. We encourage other companies to do that, and if we can do that, we can continue to build a really robust American manufacturing ecosystem. Sort of rebrand it. People think about manufacturing back in your grandparents' day. No, it is a high-tech job, and we need manufacturing in America if we're going to be a leader in these future industries.
So the great resignation isn't necessarily affecting you. It's just the fact that, hey, your demand is growing and everything else you need to increase machinists, as you said.
Yeah, and we need to look. I'm a father of 3 children. We need to tell our children that going into manufacturing is a terrific career path, that you're going to learn advanced programming skills. It's high demand. You're making something tangible. I think what excites everybody at Xometry, our employees and our investors and buyers and suppliers, is the fact that tangible goods come here in industries like robotics and clean energy. And so in medical devices, really fabulous things. I personally would love my kids to be involved with those kinds of things.
I love it. Well, look, last thing for me is there anything that the audience should be aware of in terms of any conferences you're doing in the future, any press releases that you're going to be talking about, or anything like that, or anything else that you wanted to speak about yourself that I didn't give you the opportunity to? The floor is kind of all yours to speak to our members here.
No, look, I just encourage anybody who is trying to manufacture something to please come to Xometry.com. And we've got some, exciting things that are going to be coming during the rest of the year. More partnerships between Xometry and institutes, not-for-profits that are training manufacturing folks across the country. So lots of good things to come.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Randy. Greatly appreciate it. That is Randy, CEO of Xometry. Definitely go and check him out. Appreciate you again for your time, Randy.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. You have yourself a good day. Look, I've said it over and again. I'll sound like a broken record, but it's great to kind of just talk to the CEOs and just kind of get the insight from them, get a little bit of breakdown of, hey, you just had the press releases. What are the key nuggets that we need to kind of keep an eye out for? But again, the ticker for them is XMTR. So if you're interested in that space, you like what you heard, definitely go ahead and check them out. Do your own research and see if it's worth your hard-earned money to invest in. That being said, let's kind of go back to the markets here. It looks like Mitch is going to come back whenever he is ready, but there it is right there for you. Taking a look at the chart on the daily, you've got obviously a little bit of pullback since the markets pulled back themselves, but they've had a nice little upswing. You can see they had reported earnings. Here, let me go ahead and move to the 10-minute. They reported earnings early August right there. But what's up, man? What do you think about that interview?
No, I mean, interesting, like always. I mean, one of the things that he stated there, and I think it's important, is what he's noticing there in manufacturing, right?
Yeah.
And that's the reason why he's talking about why my kids probably wouldn't think about it as a sexy career. And I'll use that word because I love to throw it in there.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that it's not a sexy career. And it's a career that's going to be definitely in need going forward, especially here in the United States, when you're hearing more and more mentions of everything that we want to be manufactured here, right? Yeah. And I think this is just the starting point in the next generation that will be more focused towards making products right here, actually creating instead of just always consuming, right? And we're a generation of consumers, but at the end of the day, in the United States, we could easily start shifting into a generation that actually creates products and manufactures them. So I think this is something that everyone could watch out for. And if you're into coding, well, this could be a massive job for you. I mean, just think about how all kind of the coding that is going to be used in manufacturing, especially also, I mean, I don't know exactly if, this is pertaining to this company, but for me, I'm looking at how manufacturing will probably shift over eventually towards like kind of 3D printing or different manufacturing processes. And a lot of this has to do with what? With coding, advanced coding, right? And so I think if you're a coder out there, there's going to be plenty of jobs available. It's not just going to be software moving forward.
Oh, no question about it. Look, being a plumber isn't sexy, but best believe I pay $200 when I clog something, right? So coding is just going to be the future of everything that we need, whether it's metaverse, whether it's technology as it advances. Doesn't matter what it is. It definitely should be the future. But let's go ahead and get back to the SPY here. By the way, thanks again, Randy, for stopping by. But SPY, new lows. Wish I held on to some of my puts, but obviously I didn't. But that was a good short though off of the $400 level. And now we'll see if we get continuation or if it wants to come back and test the previous close of 398.21. You can see the Q's at 300 at the moment. And what do you know? They're trying to bounce from that level at the moment, give you about 50 cents. But we'll see which way they go. Nvidia, did it bounce from 150? I broke a little bit below. I broke about 22 cents below. Sorry, chat. I let you down by 22 cents, but hopefully you guys got a chance to play that because you got 70 cents to the upside thus far. We'll see if you get a whole point of 151.
Oof.
By the way, shout out to Joe, buddy of mine from the esports world. Appreciate you coming in and hanging out.
Yeah, it's a crazy chart on Nvidia going up from the point where it was going to break out above 190s to seeing now down back to 150. So it's crazy to see those types of swings. And it also shows me that, hey, let's say if you were trying to take an investment in Nvidia when you got it down there, let's say you got it at the 150. Remember that there's going to be also times where you can take profits in investments long term if you get a certain amount of return. Because if you got in here last time, it was at 150, and that was on, let's say, July 14th. And you got that move up there towards the 180s. You were talking about a 21% move, or all the way towards the top, 25%. At some point in time, you needed to consider what the reward is that you're really looking for in an investment. And if it's 50, 100%, well, I mean, to each his own. There's not, I'll tell you right now, there's not going to be too many of the stocks in your long-term investment account that make over 100% returns. So there has to be a point where you got to be like, okay, this is the profit. I'll take it. I thought it was going to took longer to get back up here, but since it went so fast, I'm going to run towards the profits and look for re-entry.
Yeah. I mean, you can see, I think Nvidia went to 140s during the last market pull down. There it is, the 140 area. So if the SPY continues to move down, maybe we go ahead and test that. But to me, if you wanted to start investing here, you can start a little bit of nibbling there. And if you want, your stop loss could be 139. So you're risking about 11 points. And of course, you can see the nice move you can have. 190 seems to be resistance on that side of things. 3D printing, guys. I remember I was back in college and I invested in BBB, 3D systems. Made a lot of money, but I could have made a crap ton more, but I didn't. But now it's well below where I bought it. So like I was in college around this phase here. So I bought it in like the 20s. I sold it in the 40s thing. I was the biggest, baddest dude. Then it went to 80s and I started crying, or excuse me, almost 100. And then you can see it's come down. It came all the way down to like, what is that, $6? And then it popped above, and it's just been crazy. 3D systems or 3D printing, I thought would be in everybody's home by now. But instead, we have songs like WAP and everything else on the internet. So we have a long way to go.
Yeah, I think, one of the things is with that is the style of 3D printing, right? That you can do nowadays versus what you probably want to do. You're probably wanting to create some bigger items, but you need a bigger 3D printer. And then you need some kind of more advanced that can handle different materials and things like that. I think in the long run, those are definitely plays. It's just going to take probably the next 10 years to develop and really start getting to the point where you're seeing all manufacturing come from those kind of processes, whether it be additive printing, smart factories, 3D printing. Zella, I think you're definitely on point.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, I will say this before I go. You've got the SPY coming back up. I want to go short. There are a few places I can go short here, but 390. Buddy of mine just texted me about my VWAP comment, or my VAP comment, not my VWAP. But anyway, 399 is an area I want to go short. I would love for it to be 400, just like we played it yesterday, right there. Boom. Probably not going to get it though. The best we might get is 399. So I'd look to go short 399. If you're going to get, like, say, 4 contracts, maybe start with one here. You can grab another one at 399. You can grab one more at 400. And of course, the ultimate risk off would be above 450 cents on that one. But this previous close could also be resistance, like we talked about before. So you've got the previous close and you've got the VWAP, and then of course a $400 level to get through. That's why it's a little confusing on where you want to go short. Scaling in could be the best thing, but I'm probably going to get some steps and get some lunch here. But appreciate you hanging out with us, Mitch. Always appreciate you producing while we do those interviews as well.
Definitely, like always, man. And I'll keep scratching my head that I didn't get into XOM. We'll see what happens on out there. We'll definitely catch up with you tomorrow, Zunaid. It's going to be one of those days for me. And that's how it goes sometimes, guys. And the only thing you can do is kind of move on and get in towards the next day.
All
right. See you tomorrow, Zunaid.
Bye.
Take care, my friend. All right, we got about 7 minutes left to getting towards Benzinga Live, and we'll have, of course, AB leading that, and he's going to be taking a look at some stocks out there. I did see him talk about market-wide sell-off continuing, so he's looking at stocks coming down, so we'll see what kind of opportunities he has for you guys. But I'm going to be watching, of course, oil today. It had a really nice day there. It's up there now, XOM to 96. And man, it just had a quick little dip buy opportunity here that did not look bad at all in oil. So we'll see what happens there. If these can continue making moves on up, ConocoPhillips, another one that I like on the pullback, really making gains. So it looks like it is what it is. If I would have swung, I don't have XOM right now, but if I would have swung XOM, what would I be looking at? And remember, this is more of a swing trade, so it would be lower size. And I would be probably in between, let's say, I don't know. It doesn't even need to be big, guys. Normally, let's say 30, even up to maybe 50 shares, but not probably even more than that, because I'm giving myself on this one, I would have gave myself about $1 risk, about a point, but I'd be looking for about 5 points on the upside going towards the 100. Right below the 100, around this 99.50 area, that's probably where I'd be looking to at least sell majority of the piece and then look for the extension above going towards the highs. The highs, of course, coming towards the 105 area. I would look to probably sell half of it there at the 100 and look for it to hold 98 some pullbacks and keep going towards the 105. But that'd be a swing trade type. Booked a bit of profit at 96.17, wondering whether to book the remainder. Well, that's always up to you. You know, I can't tell you where to take profits. That's not what I'm here for. But I can only tell you how I would attack it. If I was in on a day trade, of course, you can always take profits. There's nothing wrong with taking profits, let's say at prior resistance or prior support. So let's say around the 96.11s, like you talked about, 96.17, not a bad area, 96.62. From there, you get to 97s, right? And so it's all about where you want to take profit. There's never a wrong place to take profit, I feel, because profit is profit. You took a trade. As long as your risk to reward made sense, then right there, boom, it's okay. And that's how trades really are. Really, it's all about risk to return. What was your plan and how is your execution? It's not about how much you made. And that's kind of the wrong thing that you want to get into. Yeah, I target a little bit of mix. I'll tell you right now. So majority of my kind of really good profits are going to be coming from swing trades. That's my bread and butter. If I can go back and see where it's not just slightly in the green, but deep into the green, deep into the profits, it's when I swing trade. Now, when I day trade, I have these moments where I've had, like in the last 2 months, where I've had a really nice upswing. So in day trading, it's all about learning how to deal with the brake and the gas pedal. But I can tell you right now, I'm not the most profitable day trader out there. I usually end up slightly in the green, a little bit into the green. We're not talking massive gains. And so with that being said, I try to always limit the losses in day trading and try to take more of my swing trading approach when I can, when the market feels like we could take swing trades, because sometimes swing trades just aren't there. And so I go back to kind of day trading and I mix between them. But you got to understand what works the best for you. And you're only going to do that by looking at the data, looking at what you had in the past and how consistent you were in swing trading versus how consistent you are in day trading. All right, let's keep going. What do you guys have out there? I'm still looking out there. Long-term and swing, so much more rewarding. Yeah, I think that's more rewarding, to tell you the truth. But it's all about what works best for you, really. You just got to look at how you can do in day trading versus how you can do in swing trading. All right, XOM now towards 96. We'll see if it can continue making moves on up. I also talked about watch Gush. Look at this trend line. If that trend can continue, then you're not looking bad here. So as long as this trend can continue, you're looking good there on Gush. It's been straight up since the open. This is also another one that I wish I would have got into today, at least for the day trade. UND coming back towards my entry here, guys. We'll see what happens on that one. It did get the pop there towards 31.46. Could have ran towards a profit, but I'm looking for a bigger gain there. So pull back towards 31 or 31.02. I'm going to leave it there. Still holding towards the 30.90. Don't want to see 30.90 break on the downside. Want to continue to push through 31.75. If it doesn't happen, it's okay to take a really small loss on a swing trade like this after we made a big gain on the day trade yesterday. Yes, correct there. I took a day trade on UNG yesterday, took a lot of profits, now using some of those profits to take the swing trade. And I added today to add it back into kind of more of the day trade mentality and looking for the run. If it doesn't go, it's okay to cut it. All right. Anyone feeling puts on Meta? Hey, longer term, I can't blame you for that outlook. But yeah, it looks like it's starting to crack. Just cracked through the 164.13. We'll look to see if it can recover 164, or does it just start cracking back towards 160? All right, it looks like we got about 1 minute left here. I hope you guys had fun today trading with us right here on Live Trading with Benzinga. And of course, we got to a nice interview. That's what it's all about, trying to keep you guys an informational edge and keep pushing forward. All right, that's going to do it for us. I'm going to go ahead and wrap on up today. We'll see what happens with my swing trade. If you guys want to keep up with me, definitely keep up with my Twitter. That's going to be at MoneyMitchBZ. Definitely give me the follow, guys. I'm going to be trying to do more things on my Twitter, like a Sunday Twitter space. I'm going to be trying to do more consistent posts in the afternoons about what setups I'm watching for. And of course, stay with me for the portfolio challenge that I'll be going through. It's part of the CMT Association. We'll see what happens with that. It's paper, but it's $100,000, and I'm going to be trying to do my best to see how that portfolio can make some money or not. We'll see. The battle will be on. That starts tomorrow. Don't miss it, guys. Like always, hit the thumbs on up before you get on out of here, and we'll see what goes on in this market. Keep battling. I'll see you guys a little bit later on Stock Market Movers. Like always, I have another show that's just by myself, and that's at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Don't miss that, guys. I'll see you guys a little bit later.